The first of the all-Indian clash between Saurav Ghosal, the reigning national champion, and the young upcoming Vikram Malhotra is the third quarterfinal of the men's 19th Asian Championships being played at Chennai. Should be a very interesting game. In the 2016 Nationals, Vikram had a brilliant outing against Saurav. Unfortunately, lost, I think, in 5. That was. Vikram comes with a reputation of being a brilliant stroke player, free-flowing. I suppose it's the advantage of youth that he has. He's now based in the US, and after Saurav, he's the highest ranked player on the pace circuit. Saurav currently, I think, 21 on the pace circuit, and Vikram is in the 70s. I've got with me Rajiv Reddy, an old-time squash player, administrator, referee, to say a few words and give his thoughts on the current championships. Rajiv.
Thanks, Varun. This is the third time we are having this championship at the EM Mall, and this is one of the best venues in Chennai today. And I remember we had a World Cup tournament here. Then we had also another Asian Championship, and this is the third Asian Championship we are having here. Now, as Vaman, as you said, I think it's very interesting to see youth versus experience. Having said that, even Vikram, he's been playing a lot of squash in the US, and in fact, he travels a lot of squash and playing with a lot of youngsters there. So it'll be a very, very good match to watch. Last they played in Mumbai, and in a 5-setter, Saurav got the better of Vikram. So I think after that they are meeting here for the second time.
Having said that, Rajiv, I think going to 5 games with Saurav, I think got the better of Vikram on that occasion, and at crucial times made the mistakes to go down to Saurav. He had Saurav on the ropes right through the match on the scene.
In fact, yes. In fact, I was also there. Raman, both of us were watching that match. In fact, we thought that Vikram would have him on the third game, but then he let it go, and that's why we went to a 5-setter, and then finally. Now, Saurav has been for the last few years. It's good that he's been having some sort of a semblance of competition in India. Like Harinderpal Sandhu beat him in the Nationals a couple of years back, and otherwise Saurav has been a far more very dominant player in India today. So this will be a very interesting match today we have to see. But I think Vikram is playing a lot of matches in US. A lot of PSAs are there, a lot of collegiate championships are there. In fact, he's the coach in one of the universities in US, and he's playing with some of the top names who have settled down there and being coached. I think Thierry Linku is one of the guys who's training Vikram in US.
No, I'm not aware of that because I've frankly lost touch with what's happening with Indian squash, especially the upcoming juniors and even the juniors for that matter. But obviously Thierry Linku coaching Vikram, or Vikram playing on the same team as Thierry, would have a significant impact on his game. We've got Srikanth as a centre referee for this game from Tamil Nadu. We've got Rohit Mori from Bombay as a left referee, and Samuel Chang from Malaysia as the right referee. Saurav to serve in this third quarterfinal. La ball. One love to Saurav. He's opened his account. Unforced error from Vikram on that. Takes out of too love. Trying to drive the ball too hard. A lovely drive by Vikram. 1-2. Raju, what is the reason that the Pakistanis pulled out last minute?
That's because of visa problem. In fact, we have done everything from our end, and unfortunately, I think it requires more time. But I believe one version is that they had applied a bit late, so it's unfortunate. In fact, it would have been very good if India and Pakistan would have played in this small. There'd be huge crowds, and in fact, Pakistan has got very good juniors because they are the current reigning world junior champions. Pakistan, they beat Egypt in a very close encounter. So that was in Kuwait last year.
Yeah, it certainly robbed the tournament of some glamour, and also what one sees is that the draws, which were not changed, you have the local nationals playing against each other, like Hong Kong. The two Hong Kong boys played against each other in the quarters. You got two Indians right now, Saurav and Vikram Malhotra. You had the two Malaysians in the first quarter final playing. So it's robbed the tournament of some charm at all. And what is surprising is China also is not here, because China, I watched some of the juniors play in China when I was there for the Asian Masters Championships in Dalian. China still has a long way to go, but they're certainly very enthusiastic and promoting the game in a very big way.
Right. In fact, China and they're basically very good racket players. Take table tennis, take badminton, and squash also. They can take it up very, very well, and I'm sure it's a matter of time for them to excel in that sport also. In fact, we are having the Chennai will be hosting the World Juniors next year, and Pakistan will be defending the title. So hope all the arrangements would be there for Pakistan to come and defend the title here. It will be very interesting.
Hopefully the Pakistan authorities will apply for visas as well in time. And the Indian authorities will make an exception of giving them the visas in time, because I think sports and politics should never be mixed on this thing. I think it actually opens doors.
I agree with you.
During our time when we played with some of the Pakistani greats like Qamar Zaman, Jamshed, Jahangir, Maqsood, whole lot, and the common take was that till 47 we were one country and one people. All this problem is really being caused by the politicians per se, which robs sport of its sports culture, whatever it is, of its the rightful place, the players.
Imagine, Raman, if you're all as one as a country, imagine we've been the leaders in cricket, hockey, and squash. I'm sure that we've been the world beaters in these three sports. And unfortunately, after 47, we had all the best talent has been split between both the countries. 2-8. Vikram serving from the right-hand box to Saurav. This is the first game.
Very often, as you rightly said, that you would have had a very strong team, but then the problem would have been the problem of plenty as to who to choose. So that also is an equal, is also a problem at times as to whom to pick when you have too many people on the, as it's happening in the Indian cricket team right now. I think with the talent that is being thrown up, it's been very difficult for the youngsters to come in with the established players right there, unless somebody has an injury or, that's a great shot by Vikram there. Into the neck. That's one of his favorite shots. Plays a hard drive into the sidewall neck. 3-9. Vikram serving from the right box. At times I get a feeling that some of the players tend to drive the ball far too hard when it's not necessary. I think this game is all about angles. It's all about angles, not about pace and anticipation at the end of it. So very often, sort of, you find that even at the professional level, sometimes sitting in the commentary box, you think, oh, why the hell has he hit it so hard? You got to play the softer game or a different angle. But it's easier said than done when you're sitting outside of the court rather in the court. I don't know whether you played squash when we played during our days when we had wooden rackets. The game was totally different. The balls were much softer, not the double dot. We had I've played with the old Silverton ball, which is very soft. And it was great for ball control, but
I don't know if you could get that power of that much of power is what with this graphite racket.
Oh, that's a lovely shot by Vikram. 3-ball nick that is hit from back of the court. 6-9. No, obviously with the rackets changing, from the wooden rackets to the graphites. Before that, we had the metal or aluminum rackets which came. But with the graphites and the carbon fiber and the boron, I think what's happening is that the racket head speed has increased considerably. So as a result, relatively, we used to also drive the ball hard, but we didn't have the the meter to sort of show at what speed one was driving it at. Today the ball, and as a result, because of the racket change, I think physical levels, fitness levels also have had to go up, because the ball doesn't seem to die as quickly as.
Vikram has taken 6 points in a row, Raman. I think he has upped up the speed, the pace of the game, and that's an unforced error.
That's an unforced error. Going too much for broke at 7-9. Had it not been away, had he won the point in 1 point difference, like I said earlier, it now become 3 point difference. This game is very unforgiving in that sense. The point rally system for any sport, whether it's badminton or otherwise, where 1 point difference can suddenly become a 3 point difference. It becomes a mountain to climb at the end of it. That's a loose drop which he's played, Vikram. Whoop. This is a strange call coming from the referees. After 4-5 rallies have been played, they're saying that the ball was down on the front left ball. The center referee is calling. I think Saurav has very kindly agreed to play, true sportsman that he is. He's agreed to play late on that ball. Otherwise the game would have been over by now at 11-7. 10-7, serving for the first game.
And secondly, after the rally has gone a couple of times and then stopping, I think it's also not right for the player. I think the side referee should have taken a decision immediately. And the center referee should have called immediately. And not after rally has gone a couple of times.
Oh, that's a lovely sidewall, delicate sidewall that sort of played. 11-7, first game to Saurav, 1 game to love. We have music playing between groups just to sort of cool down the nerves and have some variety. Saurav leaves 2 games to love. 1 game to love. It'll be interesting to see how Vikram copes with this second game and what his strategy is.
In fact, now Saurav and Vikram must be also playing a lot because they're part of the Indian team. So they must be traveling for various championships. No addition has been given. 1 love from the right box. Vikram serving in the second game, where he's down 1 love to Saurav. Saurav anyway, Saurav is 30 this year, because Vikram is still very young. And having said that, in fact, you say quite a lot of top players have been till the age of 35, 36, like Shabana, like David Palmer, Thierry Linku. All these people have been there, mid 30s, and they've been really in the top 5 in the world. So Saurav will have another 4 or 5 years of good squash left in him.
I think the trick in this, as you grow older, is to sort of play a limited number of tournaments. To prolong your playing career. As Raju mentioned, Saurav is now 30, married. Eventually, I think marital responsibilities would come into play at some point in time. He's just got married early this year in January to Diya Kurvila, Deepika Palikal's sister, elder sister. Vikram leads 2 games to 1. 2-1 in the second game. No. No let, and rightly so, given by the central referee against Vikram Malhotra, 3-1, 2-all to Saurav. A lovely drive by Saurav. 3-2. I think it's a bit of a cat and mouse game. Saurav can control the ball, throws it up at the right moment to get back into position. Saurav stopped that on a double. Saurav is known to be a very clean player, even on the circuit. So honest about up, downs, so on. It's a great trait to have. But I would like to believe that by and large, on the squash circuit, there's a code of honor where players would not normally or rather players would agree on calls when they're down or up otherwise.
Very true, Aman. In fact, very few people in the circuit who are actually like that. In fact, our boys, especially Saurav, earlier I used to remember, in fact, I saw a match where in the match ball, Ritik Bhattacharya had given to a Pakistan player in a final, and he was in match ball up, and there was a decision which he felt was wrong, so he just said, okay, let's play let. So, like this has been, very sportsman. Oh, that's a beautiful drive, and no let, rightly so. Very nice shot. Now Vikram is now getting back into the game. He has to get this game back to give a fight of it. That's a stroke. Yes, I mean it's a beautiful drop by Ghosal, sort of in the left-hand corner.
Oh, lovely drop by Vikram. 6-4, 2-point difference. Big point coming up on this one. That could become a 3-point difference. Become a mountain to climb at the end of it. Ah, that's a unforced error from Vikram. 5-6. Giving Saurav a half an opening in the door to come back into the second game after being down 3-6. Oh, lovely feint by Saurav. Vikram had to play the ball off the back wall. He showed us he was going to play a drop and has driven it cross court. No chance. 6-all. Unforced error from Vikram again. Takes Saurav to 7-6. I think Vikram was unbalanced on that shot. To play the drop in the front forecourt. This game is all about balance at the end of it. It could be balance and footwork, as we said earlier. The sound coming off Vikram's racket is a lot more crisper, which means that he's striking the ball very well. With the difference being that Saurav has softer hands than Vikram has. Would it have something to do with the tension on the racket string?
See, at this level, more or less, everyone keep their strings the same tension. Not be much of a difference. But here you can make out that it's more experience plays. And as you rightly said earlier, he's using more variation. He's lobbing the ball, he's dropping from back, and then he's upping the pace. So there's more variety in Saurav's game at the moment than Vikram. And Vikram had two very unforced errors, which that's a beautiful shot in the front. This unforced by Saurav, which he never does.
I think Vikram wants a court clean. Saurav is opposing that. And the central referee has gone along with Saurav's call to say carry on. Obviously he feels that there's not enough sweat on the floor. Possibly Vikram was looking for a breather on that after that long rally. 7-8, Vikram serving. Oh, lovely counter drop by Saurav, takes him to 9-7. This is where experience comes in at the right time. Tried playing it off his shoelaces, it's at the 10. 10-7 game ball in the second game to Saurav. Serving from the left box. That should be a stroke. As Vikram has crossed the line, 11-7. Ghosal leads 2 games to love. Third game, Ghosal leads 2 games to love. The question is, will Vikram go for broke in the third game? Give it all that he has, now that he's 2 games to love down, is the question.
See, Saurav is keeping the ball pretty tight, and I think not giving him much of a opening. And that's a good shot by. I feel he has to change the strategy of his game, Vikram, before to get Saurav. I mean, he has to be more patient and not, and try to reduce his unforced errors. I think he is quite lucky to get a let on that. There's not much of an effort from Vikram. Down. In squash, they say, Raman, if things don't work out, you have to keep it simple. Keep your lens and wait for your opening, and no point being in a hurry and go for your shots. In fact, now Vikram has to be, see that he has to get this game to be back in the match. That is a very tight shot. Ball hugging to the side wall and unforced by Day3-Saurav. In fact, now in the last 6 months now we have got a new consultant coach from Egypt, Raman, and I think he's playing quite a lot and interacting with our boys. The most of them are not here, like Vikram is in US, so whenever they come here, so he does a lot of work with these boys and understand that there's a lot of positive feedback from the players who are not who play outstation, players like Vikram who's in US.
Yeah. Rajiv, having said that, I think what's happening is that everything has somehow become Chennai centric over the years. But there's a lot of talent in other cities. And why the SRFI does not bother sending coach maybe for 10 days or 8 days, whatever it is. Let them work out a schedule that every quarter the national coach or the other coaches that they have, they're going to be sending them to the other state associations. A lot of talent there, especially the juniors which are coming up. And let's give them the advantage of the coaches that you have here, which unfortunately over the years has not happened. Everything is, and this is one of the pet peeves that the other cities have. That why should it's supposed to be a national body, and the coach is supposed to be a national coach. So I don't know what the powers that be in the federation have planned as a policy. If they have to sort of, I can understand they call players prior to big tournaments, especially if they're going to represent the country. I can understand that they call them for trials to Chennai, but otherwise, I think the national coach should go out every quarter to different. During our time, for example, of course, Chennai was not the power center then, but then selections or otherwise was rotated between Bombay, Calcutta, and I'm talking about this 80s when I was playing squash at that point in time. But unfortunately, it's just become Chennai centric now.
Raman, I think one thing is as much as I agree with you, but I also don't disagree with you for a simple reason. See, Indian Squash Academy, it's for the development of squash and development of elite players. And if we can't take the selections around as far as possible, because we used to do that earlier before this academy was there. We used to go to Bombay, we used to go to Delhi, and we are at the liberty or we are at the mercy of the local clubs there to give their courts. So there are certain timings maintained. We cannot run our courses over there or training programs there. And another thing is like Ashraf, for instance, is a consultant coach from Egypt. So he is based in the academy, and lot of children across the country, they all have come into the academy and they have gone. Even you can take a person like even Saurav. He was there in Calcutta, so he knew that only way to grow was only come to the academy. You take Ramit Tendon, and you can take. There are a lot of people even from Mumbai. All of them have come. So they have worked with the coaches. And having said that, some important championships like the nationals and the 5-star tournaments, where we take it across the country, the coaches do go there, and then they also see the talent, whatever is available, and then get. I mean, take for instance Gopichand Academy in Hyderabad. See, what has happened is all the top players, they come there, they stay in the academy, they train and all that. And it's not that they go around and having the main academy, which is Gopichand Academy, which is the national academy. So I think I somehow feel that the players are coming to Chennai. They are conducting a lot of various programs and whatever is to be. And yes, it's a lot of luxury if you have to send our coaches to various places, and then we request for courts. Take for instance Bombay, for instance. Squash is played only in the clubs.
Rajiv, what you say is true. I think the issue here is that the SRFI also must have a policy of having talent scouts to say that what's the future. Maybe different age groups, have 3-year or 5-year bands to say, okay, this this boy or girl has been earmarked to say, okay, it's like to go there. Instantly, while we are talking with Rajiv, we've come to a stage where it's match ball. Saurav serving for the match at 10-5. A lovely backhand drop by Vikram to save one match ball. So having said that, I think the SRF needs to have talent scouts in different cities or different centres.
Yeah, I
to
agree.
say,
You're right.
and then maybe call them in the month of May or June whenever they've got school holidays, because education is also primary focus. 7-10, he saved 2 match balls, Vikram. Lovely cross-court hit by Saurav. Finish the match. Saurav wins 3 games to love. Saurav has finished the game in 3 straight games at 11-7, 11-7, 11-7 to book his place into the semi-finals, which will happen tomorrow.